was upstairs a minute ago. I was laying on the couch, I had my eyes closed, and I was enjoying my night. I was enjoying my evening. It's 4:30, and we got to go out tonight. We got to go to a friend's house tonight. And, if the wife said to me, hey, how about we cancel? I would say, yes, F and A. Let's cancel. I'm old now. I'm old. I don't want to go out. We're going to a friend's place. We like them. But I'd rather have them over here. I'd rather not have to go out. And I don't want to sit on somebody else's couch and have to take off my shoes. I like to wear my shoes inside the house. And I know I'm going to have to take off my shoes, and we're all going to wear socks. And I just don't like it. And it's a new place. It's their new place. And I hope she doesn't watch this, but I'm sure it's beautiful. And you got to let them know it's beautiful, right? Everything's going to be, look at that. Oh my God. Would you look at that? Just look at that. Look at it. Tara, have you seen their bath? Look at their bathtub. Look at it. Wow. That is not your bedroom. Is that your bedroom? Look at their bedroom. Oh my God. This is your bedroom? That's what it's going to be. Look, all night. That's what it's going to be like. And you know what? Honestly, there's probably something wrong with me. Maybe I need work. I need work because I'm turning into a little bit of a Karen, I think. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe I'm not. Maybe other people feel that way. I don't think they do, though. Like the wife doesn't. She's excited. I'm like, we got to get a cab home. How's that exciting? We're bringing the kids. You're excited. I guess it's something to do. But I'm starting to think that maybe there's something wrong with me. There's a place in town that has great food. It's called the Brie and Barrel. I think I've talked about it on here before. But I didn't have a very good experience the last time I went. Second to last time I went. And the wife comes home and says, we're going to the Brie and Barrel because it's such and such birthday. And we have to go. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, don't complain again, okay? When you're there, it's this girl's birthday. And that's true. I'm not gonna ruin the night because I'm negative. But this place, man, I don't know. The mayor owns it, and I got nothing against the mayor. I like the mayor. And they're doing a great job with the food, but they're only a couple years old. I don't know what they're doing. And this probably wouldn't bug anybody, especially people who don't like to have a few drinks when you go out. You're not going to care about the story. I might sound psycho when I tell it. I'll make it short. We're sitting at the Brie and Barrel. This is a week ago. It's 7:05. We show up at 7:05. I look at my watch on purpose. We sit down. She comes over. She does a round table. We all order drinks, every single one of us. And I'm like, my God, this better not be like last time, where the drink never comes, right? First of all, I don't want to be out. And I want a drink. And they got this weird thing. The waitress comes over and goes, can I help? Can I get you guys started with some still water? I'm like, as long as it's still, like, what the? And sure as shit, I think, you know why they call it still water? Because when she brought the water over, there was no ice cubes in it. It was still. There was no movement. You can't put ice in a glass of water? I know, right now you're thinking, oh man, you are like, maybe you have lost it. 7:05, we order our drinks. They come to our table at 7:35. And I'm telling my wife, I'm like, will you believe this is happening again? They can't just, there's 2 tables. There's 2 tables in the whole restaurant. 5 of them working with their own bartender. Waitress doesn't even have to pour it. So when she comes back to the table, I'm not mean to her. She's just a girl, right? That's trying to make a buck. I get all that. Clueless, though. I'm sorry, but you. Clueless. And she comes back and she gives everybody their drink. And when she gives me mine, I say, I'll have 2 more, please. Because I can't believe it takes like 30 minutes to get a drink. So I say to her, I'll have 2 more. 2 more drinks. Who knows when I'm going to get them, right? She takes my drink order and she takes everybody's food order. 7:35. 7:50 I finish my first drink. 8 o'clock comes and she starts serving us our food. I'm out of drink. I like to have a drink. I like to drink while I eat my food. And so I say to her, no. You know what she does? As she delivers everybody's food, she goes, "Can I get you guys another drink?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll have a Ryan ginger ale." She goes, "Oh, I know it's coming." No shit. She says, I'm not lying. I'm not making this up. The bartender's working diligently. I look over because the bar is right there. She's not doing shit. She's wiping a glass. She's not making my drink. My drink isn't even in her mind. They don't care. Working diligently? I know, maybe I'm a Karen. But would that not upset you? One drink, and it's been an hour. And I'm just staring at the bartender. And the wife is like, "Clint, you're going to ruin tonight, okay?" And I'm just like, can you believe it? Could you imagine if we opened up a restaurant and we did this? Like, they don't want to make money. Don't you make money on drinks? I swear to God, if we opened up a restaurant, the moment they sit down, I'd be like, "What can I get you to drink?" I swear to you, it'd be less than 2 minutes that you would get your drink. How difficult is that? So I'm trying to keep my composure, but I can't believe it. I can't believe it. How can you screw this part up of the restaurant business? It's almost like there's a minimum on the drinks. Our bill is low because we're just not drinking. So it's 8 o'clock now, and I can see my drink sitting at the bar. Okay, the bartender's not doing anything. She's just kind of looking at it. And I see my waitress, she's gabbing away, talking to the other table. And she's just talking, and I'm looking at the bartender, hoping that we make eye contact. Maybe she's just slided up, like I'm an arm length away from this bartender. So I said, "Okay, forget it. I'm doing this again." And last time we went there, I did this. And I went up and I said, "Hey there, I see my drink just sitting there. Do you mind if I grab it?" "Oh, your waitress will bring it right over, sir." And I'm like, "No, she won't." Okay? Because she hasn't. I didn't say it, but I wanted to. 8:05, we get our drinks. I'm like, wow. Fucking. Now we got to go out tonight, and I'm grumpy. I guess I just don't like going out. I don't know. Leave a comment. Am I nutty? Am I losing my mind here? But the service. And I can't tip them. Everywhere I go, I tip, okay? I tip. I tip where a tip is required. I always tip. I tip big. But when I don't want to tip, I give my MasterCard to the wife. And I let her decide. I don't even want to look at it. It's amazing that they think they're doing a good job. I guess I'm just in a negative mood. And a subscriber the other day, he sent me a message and he said, "Hey, Clint, you should do a episode on the difference, night shift versus day shift. Day shift versus night shift with policing." And I'm like, whoa, that is a great idea. In the title, I like the title. So for the past couple of days, I spent hours just writing it out of my head like this. Wrote it all out. I'm like, well, there's a lot of differences here. This is great. I got lots to say. I slept. I went to bed. And when I woke up, I started thinking about this episode. And I'm like, well, what do you got, dude? Who the hell wants to hear about the difference between a night shift and a day shift? I have no idea how what I'm about to say is supposed to benefit you. I have no idea why anything I am about to say would be interesting to you. Do you really care what the difference is between day shift and night shift? But I wrote it out, and I'm going to say it. And, man, make sure you stay to the end where I tell you which shift I like better. Okay? Real cliffhanger. What's wrong with me? But after I finished, I'm like, this is anything but a blockbuster. Are you ready to hear the differences, guys? Holy fuck. What am I doing? Day shift. I go to bed. I'm going to start my block, okay? I work 2 days. I work 2 nights. I work 2 day shifts to start. I go to bed. I fall asleep about 4 in the morning, and I wake up around 5:30 or 6:30, and I go to work at 7. I'm at 7. I hop in the shower first at home, and I put on my uniform. Everybody changes. Oh, wow, isn't that interesting? Everybody changes when they're in the locker room, okay? When they get to the police station, that's where they change. Not me. When I get out of the shower, I like to put on my uniform. Also, honestly, I don't want to spend time in the locker room, because when you go into the locker room, there's the inspector, there's the sergeant, there's the staff sergeant. And if you're a sergeant and a staff sergeant, I'm not putting you down. There are some great sergeants and staff sergeants. A handful. And, oh man, I don't want to make small talk with them in the change room. I go in the change room, I'm in there for maybe 3 minutes, and that's hell to me. I'm just grabbing my gun. And it's always the same. Oh, was your sleep? Did you get a good sleep? Did you sleep well? How are your days off? Oh, great. Nothing interesting. Oh, God. I'm bringing myself back there. Oh. After I finish the change room duties, I load up. I get my radio and a taser and whatnot. And I go to the watch commander's office, because we got our own office. And I meet up with the previous watch commander that just finished his night shift. And we talk, we chit-chat. He tells me what he wants us to do for him because he didn't get to it. And guys, if you're a watch commander, don't get the other watch to print your guys, okay? I had a watch commander in Port Alberta, and every morning, can you print this guy for me? Can you print this guy for us? And it's not just one, it's always more than one. We couldn't get to it. You arrest somebody, you print them yourself. Plain and simple. You arrest them at 10 at night, you wake them up at 6 in the morning, you print. Ask me to print. Don't ask me to print your guys. Clean up your own garbage. I never said that to most of them. And I never, ever left prints for another watch commander. I wouldn't do it. It's chicken shit. So me and the other watch commander, we talk. You think we'd all be on the same page, but it's just not the way. It's not the way. So right away, I'm pissed off, and I take the briefing board. And I go through briefing, because we're going to do a briefing. We do a briefing every morning, and I'm learning what I got to talk about so I don't look like an idiot in front of everybody. In Mission, it was like, I swear to God, 40 people. Port Alberni, maybe 8. Every place you go is different. So I guess my point is there's so much brass around. I remember being in Mission, and you'd walk into the police station for your day shift, and you'd see the inspector all of a sudden sneaking around the corner, and the sergeant and the staff sergeant, and there they are all of a sudden. I remember Upshaw showed up with his cop pants on. He drove to work, cop pants on, and a gangster t-shirt with his hat on backwards. And, I mean, he just looked like a big bag of dicks. And the inspector came over to me and goes, "What the hell was that? Did he drive in looking like that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." "Well, you need to straighten him out. Drive around like that. He looks like a 13-year-old school kid." Anyways, they're just there. They're there looking at you and watching you and judging you. And I know a lot of people right now are looking at this and going, "Well, I never cared. I never cared." I did. I cared that they were around. And then we go into briefing, and I would say my briefing on what happened the previous night or the previous block, and everybody's sitting at the round table. We get to hear everybody's thoughts. I'd go, "Jim, Bruce, what do you got to say? You got anything to say?" Anyways, you get to hear all their thoughts. Everything. Oh my God. This is the time where they want to teach you, okay? The gods. The people with all the experience. Sometimes street crew wants to teach you something in GIS. They got something to say. How you can better your investigations. Like they know. They haven't been in GD in I don't know how long. Especially, I won't get into it. I'm talking about the sergeant, staff sergeant, and inspector. I mean, they're so removed from the road. Even though you know more than them, you're not allowed to admit that. So you have to listen to the gods. And they will tell you every day at briefing what not to do. Don't text and drive, guys. Even though you're allowed to and you're exempt from it, don't do it, okay? Because an Abbotsford member did it, and he got pulled over. And he said he wasn't texting, so they seized his phone. Okay, he might lose his job now. He's definitely getting a code of conduct. Like, that really happened? Give me a break. Don't text and drive. This is what I got to listen to. Your watch, are they going to the school zones? Which school? Does each car have a school of their own to go to so they can patrol the school zones? You guys should do that. And if you do that, write it down. You'll get credit for it, okay? I want you guys going to the school zones. And write tickets. If you find a violation, write a ticket, guys. I noticed that your watch, you have the lowest stats for the amount of tickets written, okay? Just even a warning. If you want to write a warning, I personally don't like the warnings. But if you want to write a warning, write a warning. Okay, it's all about contacts and just write more tickets. Traffic accident, you write a ticket. Watch commanders. Yes, drive the watch commander vehicle, okay? We got the vehicle for a reason. Don't drive a car, drive the watch commander vehicle. And stop idling your vehicles in the parking lot. There's no reason for it. It's actually wrecking the vehicles, guys. Okay? I don't care that the computers die. Stop idling your vehicles in the parking lot. And when you drive into the parking lot, back into your parking stall. Don't drive into the parking stall. Back into it in case you got to get somewhere quick. There's going to be an accident. I'm telling you, there's going to be an accident. Sea-Watch. You know what happened the other night? Sea-Watch, yeah. I drove past Sea-Watch. I wasn't working. I was out with the wife. And the whole of Sea-Watch was at Bravo Papa eating. All of them. 6 vehicles. 6 police cars in the parking lot. All eating at the same place. Split it up, guys. I don't want to see all bodies at the same restaurant eating, okay? Okay? And really, pack a lunch. Save a buck. If you're going to a robbery, okay, the other watch did this the other day. If you're going to a robbery, make sure you have your lights and sirens on. You're going to be held liable. The force is not going to protect you, okay? And you can't say nothing to these gods. You can't say, though, that's pretty fucking stupid of you to say that. Have my siren on as I pull up into a robbery situation? So they could jump out of the business? Boom, 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 boom. Hey, they know I'm there. You don't want me to creep up? You want me to rattle their cages? You can't say any of that shit. Hell would you have a siren on going to a robbery? And that's just the morning. That's the first 20 minutes. But you have to listen to it. They used to be cops. You know what I mean? Swear to God, when I was a constable in Duncan, I had a watch commander that told me we'd had nothing but residential alarms, okay? 1072s all the time. Maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 a day. And she told us, hey guys, when you get, and never once, okay, maybe one time, out of thousands, it was an actual B&E. These alarms are always false. But the watch commander, you know what she wanted us to do? She wanted us to call the dog who lived in Ladysmith to these residential alarms. We weren't even really going to them. They would come in, we would just wait for them to cancel. Usually while you're en route to it, the alarm company cancels it. And she wanted us to call up the dog. Embarrassing. And it really is embarrassing. I remember seeing her in the inspector's office one day. Oh my God. And can I have a member for a 1072? No big deal. We'll get to it maybe in an hour. Maybe we won't even go. And she comes running out of his office. Call the dog. Where's the dog? Where's PDS? And I'm like, we all looking at each other like, now we have to go. Now we all have to go hop in our vehicles and take off from the police station to go to this false alarm. Out of touch. Stupid. Talked about stupid things doing briefing when it was them. Day shifts are 3 times busier than night shifts. Wow, look what you're learning today. They're way busier than the night shifts, the day shifts, okay? It's hard to even keep up on a day shift. You start your shift. I remember going to Duncan, starting my shift, opening up my drawer, seeing 30 files. And the radio's jumping off the hook, right? I got to attend 10 more files. What about those 30 that I got to get to, those 30 investigations that need work? How do you work on those when you got to take all these other new files that are coming in? And to make matters worse, for me, this is just me, you had the brass breathing down your neck, looking at you, watching you, and listening. I'll tell you something, they're bored out of their minds. They are bored out of their minds. I'll give you Mission for an example. Mission was... there's a lot of parts I liked about Mission, but it was a weird setup. This is the back wall, okay? Inspector's office, sergeant, and staff sergeant. Their doors all open into the GD pit. The GD pit is a foot away from their door, or 2. And 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 constables all sitting there typing around. Anything the constables say, they hear it. I know, maybe not a big deal, but weird. Now, way back, way over here is my office with the door. Nobody can hear me. Door's always open, but nobody can hear me. Like I'm cut off from being with my guys. Duncan was different. Duncan's GD pit was sweet. It was gold. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was just our area. We had 2 doors to it that you could shut. We were almost cut off from the rest of the police station. Way in the back was a sergeant, staff sergeant, and inspector. It's about freedom for me. Did I just do that? What? It's about freedom for me. And that's what I loved about Duncan. You didn't even know who was working. It was great. And well, you certainly knew where the people were in Mission. Hey, Clint, is this your first day or your second day? It's my first day. Oh, okay. We'll talk tomorrow then. Just a couple issues I got to go over with you. I hated that part. None of them have a radio. No management is carrying a radio in Mission, okay? In a lot of places. They don't even have guns. A lot of them. No radio. But in Mission, there was a stupid little radio set up in the GD pit. It had some kind of speaker attached. It was loud. And I remember, this is the control they have, okay? You're trying to be the watch commander, but they want to be the watch commander even though they don't even know how to GD. We're going to a call. It's a bit of a high priority call. And we're all setting up. We're talking on the radio. Everybody's taking turn talking on the radio. We're all discussing on where we're going to go. And we were discussing what the bad guy was wearing. We were discussing the description of the bad guy. And one of the sergeants, hears us talking on the radio, and she smacks the radio and yells into it, "Why doesn't somebody just go see the complainant and ask the complainant what he was wearing?" And I remember thinking, I almost went, how about you go fuck yourself? I was close. I was close to saying that. That's day shift. That's what a day shift is like. And I should have grabbed the radio and I should have said, how about you get your fat fucking ass off your chair and you do it. You come out for the first time in your life. Would that kill you? Would it kill a sergeant or a staff sergeant to grab keys and go and help out? I know some do, but most don't. There's a reason why you don't. I wasn't going to tell this story, so I'll make it really short, okay? Day shift. We get a call. We got a pretty high priority call. A guy with gun. He's shot. We stage. We do everything beautifully. Okay? We set it up beautifully. My guy set it up beautifully. I'm responsible for it. I love it. We creep in, and I remember being the first to creep in onto the property where the guy shot himself. And I look over here, and I see guy with a shotgun. The shotgun's on the ground. He's dead. This guy's dead. There's no doubt. I look to the house to see if anybody's going to come out with a gun and start shooting at me. I look back at bad guy, and I swear to God, bad guy does this. Turns his head and looks at me. And I'm like, what? I run over to him, and I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. His guts. You'd be amazed what guts do when they're opened up. But it's spread right out like a jack-in-the-box all over the ground. And he looks at me and goes, "Why aren't I dead?" And I remember thinking, he actually said that. Why aren't I dead? Like, we're having a conversation. And I'm like, man, you give it 10 seconds, you're going to be dead. Anyways, EHS was staging. We had EHS staging down the road. EHS showed up on scene right away. They threw him in a helicopter. I got a guy, a constable to go with the helicopter. And he ended up living. It was a great story. He wrote a big letter to us thanking the police and everything. Not one person ever said anything to me about it. I just found out through the grapevine that he had wrote this letter. And we clear the house, just, 1+1 rule and all that shit, right? We clear the house, make sure that the house ain't a threat. While I'm doing this, my phone rings. I got a watch commander phone. My phone rings. I answer it. It's a staff sergeant.
Well, here you got a situation down there.
That's the same guy that calls me a shit show. And I'm like, yeah, it's quite the show down here.
Yeah, it's really concerning that I didn't hear it from you. I didn't hear about this incident from you. Somebody else told me about it. I'd really appreciate it if you would call me when you have these situations.
And I'm thinking, are you for real, dude? Are you that incompetent? Mindless, senseless? That you can't have a radio attached to your hip? It's pretty easy. You're in uniform, Dave. Put a gun in your holster. Put a radio on your other side, man. You dumb dick. Mad at me? I did a kick-ass job. You would never know it. No, I'm getting shit. Because I don't grab my phone and go, hey, David, yeah, there's something going on. Why would I call you? I'm sorry you're too stupid to grab a radio. Why is it my job to inform you what's going on in your city? You're the top dog. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing how some of these people think. And that really, honestly, that's the reason why I was never in the office on day shift. I did all my work in my car. I hated being in the office. I couldn't stand being in the office because they're bored. They got nothing to do.
Who's going to get the next code of conduct? Who are we going to discipline next?
Not every place, but a lot of places. You need to smarten up. You do. I know you're a geek in school, but you got to get over that. They're quick to shit on us, but nobody is correcting them. There's nobody out there to correct them. They're the gods, the sergeant, the staff sergeant, and the inspector. And it only takes one fuck to ruin a police station. One dick that forms the management team. But I swear to God, the day you promote to a corporal should be the day you start thinking to be a sergeant. And I know I'm saying you got to become one of them. But if you want to get out of this shit, you become sergeant. And when you become sergeant, change things. Don't forget what you were doing as a corporal or a watch commander or when you were in GD. Don't forget about that shit. Would it kill you to grab a radio and a gun and some car keys? Would that kill you? And drive around and go to some files? You got nothing else to do. You're not kidding anybody. Night shift. Why am I mad? I'm actually getting angry. Night shift. You wake up from your nap, okay? And that's hard to do sometimes. That was hard for me to... I won't say what I used to have to do, but sometimes it was sleeping pills, okay? You have to nap before night shift. Night shift, oh. It's just you and your watch. You and 3 other guys, 4 other guys, 5 other guys, 6 other guys. It's just you guys are just creeping around the office. Kind of joking around. It's starting off slow. The shift is kind of slow. You have a briefing. You sit down. You crack some jokes. And you kind of just sit there and you just all gab. It's relaxing. It's nice. It's quiet. You got no pressure. There's no stress. Maybe everybody's brought some food, right? You're going to have a potluck. Chances are you're going to go out to dinner. And we did. I never once listened to anybody saying,
I don't want all cop cars at the same restaurant.
Bullshit. I never once listened to that, and they never ever called me on it. Everybody goes to the same restaurant. Of course, if you're going to work in Langley and there's 16 constables working, maybe not. But even then, I wouldn't avoid it. Sometimes you got to do stuff for yourself. Got to ignore the stupidity. And that's where you bond as a watch, I think, when you go eat together. Even if you don't even really like each other. Maybe you don't like somebody on the watch. Maybe they're a real dog fucker. Invite that person. Don't leave that person out. What does night shift do for you? Night shift helps you clean up the day shift. You spend your time working on the day shift, and you hope to dig into your file cabinet that has 30 files, or maybe even 10. You clean up the day shift, and while you do it, maybe you watch a quarter of a baseball game or Clinton Jaws on the TV in the lunchroom. I don't know. 2 a.m. shows up, and you're all giggly, you're all acting dumb, but you're talking about days off. Days off are coming up, what you're going to do. I used to taser Dave at 2 a.m. It was fun. It was fun. Sometimes me and Dave would have push-up competitions or pull-up competitions. And you just act goofy. And you act a little racist maybe. And no, I'm just kidding. You don't act racist. But you get to laugh about the dead baby during the day shift, right? That you saw. You gotta make fun of some shit. You release some grossness. It's really what you do. You're releasing grossness. But it's funny, though. You started your block at 30 files. It's night shift. You're working on your day shift files. And when you finish your two night shifts, you come back to 30 files. It's hard to get ahead. They want you to be proactive. Write your tickets. But I don't got time to write tickets, man. Foot patrols, bar checks, probation checks. Really? There's no bodies on the watch. Well, you're getting some recruits. Oh, that's going to really help out. Some recruits are coming. Wow. We're all overworked. Working short all the time. Always at minimums. But they still want you to be proactive because proactive gets them promoted. They don't understand that we can't do it. They don't care to understand that we can't do it. They want to get promoted. What I liked about night shifts, and I'm a big believer in this, it might physically not be good for you, but mentally, it was almost healing, which is weird. There's a lot of things that suck about night shift, but I loved night shifts. There you have it. But there's a lot of things that sucked about it. Falling asleep at my chair. I did that a lot. Falling asleep in the car in the parking lot. Who hasn't done that, right? That's hell, just trying to keep awake. I allowed every member on my watch to work out if they wanted to. I did. I started doing it. That woke me up. That was a good thing. But physically, it's a killer. That's a killer. But I think about it's really a messed up system where, yeah, you don't have anybody on your watch to work. You guys are overworked. It's going to be busy. You guys are busy. You got 30, 40 files, 20 files. 50, let's even say 15 files. But you're still expected to do the performance that the police station wants you to, what the inspector wants you to do. This is what we're going to do. We're going to focus. These are initiatives. Traffic. 5 tickets per block or 10. Easy. Easy to do, right? Go to the school zones. Waste your time in the school zones. You got nothing to do. How about some foot patrols? What are you going to do? Huh? What prolific offender are you guys working on? You getting any headway with that? Look at the hot spots. The hot spots. Where are the hot spots in Mission? What are you going to do about that? How are you going to work out the hot spots? What's your plan? What's your plan to do that? Foot patrols? Okay. You're going to do foot patrols from 2 to 3 in the morning? Okay, good. Lots of patrols in the area? You're going to saturate the area? Okay, good. And really, what's the answer? You started with 30 files. You pray for night shifts so you could catch up on your day shifts and maybe possibly into your drawer. And there was only one thing that I ever found out that would ever work for me. This was the only answer, and it's not fair. How do you catch up on the 30? You're going back to 30. It's stressful. You want them relief. You want some relief from your mind. You want those files to go down to 10. How do you do it? I'm about to start my 2 day shifts again. I'm going to take new calls, fresh calls. How do I work on this? I come in on my day off. I did that my entire career. Never got paid for it. Terrible. Really terrible. That I did that. I'm kind of embarrassed to even admit that. But it made me feel better when I started my day shifts because those 30 files were now, 25 maybe, 20. That's how I used to reduce my file load. And it doesn't have to be that way. It's bad decisions made by management. Plain and simple. Trying to save a buck. Anyways, guys, night shift was what I loved. I love night shift. And I think a lot of guys like night shift. You got to be a little scruffy. You got to act yourself. You're not swarmed by the civilian staff. Not that I had anything against the civilian staff. I'm just saying. Or oh my God. It's just nice to walk into an empty detachment. Really nice, actually. And I really believe that night shift actually mentally makes you happier with your job. You get things done. And yeah, hey, how was that? Was that the most amazing episode you've ever seen? Now you know the difference between night shift and day shift. What are you going to do with that information? How much smarter are you? Thanks for watching. Yeah, subscribe if you want to. I know, not my best stuff. Kind of silly, really. But hey, join the join button. I'm going to do another live stream maybe this Tuesday for members only. If you go to the front of my page, you'll see a join button. And it's up to you if you want to click on it and pay. I'm not asking you to. Would never expect anybody to do that. But if you feel like seeing some live streams and you want some questions answered and we'll just gab back and forth, then let's do it. Okay, guys, I'm going out tonight. I got to get ready. Bye-bye. What do you got to say? You got anything to say? Hello.
Oh, hi, Clint.
Yo.
I found your wedding.
I had a wedding?
I found your wedding thing. Your wedding, you know.
My wedding? Where's my wedding at?
I found your tape of the wedding. The video of the wedding.
Oh, the video. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. How are things?
Good. Good.
Yeah?
We got to go out tonight.
Oh, where are you going?
Lindsay's new place.
Oh, where's that?
I don't know. Some way out Beaver Creek.
Oh, my goodness. She moved out there?
Yeah. We got to see her new place.
Brand new?
Well, she's moving in with a boyfriend.
Oh, did she? Oh, okay.
She sold her house.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okie
Well,
dokie.
keep you then.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Talked about diary dates and extending your diary dates and domestic assault files. You holding somebody for court? You make sure all your audio statements are in, all photographs are in, everything's downloaded on a disc. Crown needs to see everything. When you guys go to traffic accidents, you take statements, okay? You take statements from the driver and all witnesses. That's what you do. You take statements, okay? You assist ICBC. It doesn't make too much sense, but we want you to do that. We want you to take statements at traffic accidents. Was the kid missing for 5 minutes? That's a file. You create a file. That's an investigation. Doing a quality assurance right now. And you know what? Statements. You guys aren't taking statements. It's easy to do, guys. You just hit record. Just hit record. Just hit record. That's all you do. Just hit record. Why aren't you guys signing out your tasers? I look in the book, and I assume you're taking your taser. You better be taking your taser. If you're taser trained and you go to a file that requires a taser, you're going to be held liable. The force is not going to back you up. So I assume you guys are taking the tasers, but you're not signing them out. And by the way, we're missing 3 portable radios. 3. So look in your lockers, look around, because that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow morning. We're going to be going into your locker. We're snipping off all the locks.
What's that?